Welcome to the season of planting, episode 11, competition among siblings. Genesis chapter 37, Joseph and his brothers. When you read about Joseph's brothers, you immediately realize that you're not entering a perfect family. You're entering a real one, like yours and like mine, where though love is present, competition always grows if no one watches over the heart. The story of Joseph opens like many homes today, with children growing side by side, yet not growing together. His dreams did not start the war, no. The atmosphere was already tense from the father's love for Joseph. The Bible says his brothers hated him and could not speak a kind word to him. That line alone shows that competition has always been in the father's house. Competitive spirit is the quiet fire that burns behind closed doors with comparisons, with silent rivalries, unspoken fears, and a longing to be seen. Genesis 37 is not just a story. It's a mirror that shows how quickly love can turn into competition when affirmation is scarce, when favoritism is perceived, or where identity is unsettled. The charge here is simple and it's strong, that even in the father's house, rivalry can grow, but it must not be allowed to rule. In real homes today, rivalry rarely starts with hatred. It starts with small observations like, why did dad correct me but not her? Why is he always the one they praise? Why do I give more and still feel unseen? Suddenly, the sibling becomes the opponent instead of being the partner. Modern society doesn't help either. It trains us to measure everything from grades to beauty to success, marriage, children, salary, even spirituality. Before long, believers carry this same scoreboard into the Father's house, comparing gifts and callings and influence or recognition. The normal Christian response by instinct instead of intention is to self-protect, to compete quietly, to resent secretly, and to smile publicly. Competition becomes a habit, not because we are wicked, but because we are wounded. Heaven's recommendation is not that competition would disappear, because humans will always find something to measure, to compare, or to debate about. What God seeks in place of competition is transformation. God did not remove Joseph's brothers because of what they did. Instead, he reshaped their hearts. Rivalry was not eliminated, it was converted. Identity is the transformer that steps down the wild current of comparison into something usable. When a believer knows who they are in the Father, being fully loved, fully seen, and fully valued, the oxygen supply to envy begins to thin out. You no longer feel the need to chase positions, outshine others, or fight imaginary battles. Then you realize that the Father's house is spacious enough for every dream, every gift, every destiny. There is no shortage of seats and no scarcity of blessings. The real uplift happens when we stop trying to win against our brothers and instead focus on completing the assignment entrusted to us. Look again, therefore, at those around you, not as competitors, but as fellow travelers on the same long road. When identity settles, love becomes possible. Rivalry slowly loses its purpose, and a house that once staggered under tension finally begins to stand. Joseph's story did not end in a pit. It ended in reconciliation, because God is patient with families, very patient. The kind of patience that watches siblings argue, roll eyes, form small alliances, and still says, yes, these ones can yet make it. He still walks with us, in us, and between us, patching up our quarrels, smoothing out our dramatic moments and whispering, try again without shouting this time. And he still believes that a house with many sons, loud ones, quiet ones, stubborn ones, and the ones who always hide the remote, can still become one family under one father. Do have a very good morning. My name is Chikere Ohoka.